How are you today? Oh, you see people are coming. Come on in. Take your seats. It's going to be cozy. And I'm not going to tell that AI will replace all of us, so you will feel more confident here. Yeah, middle rows are more comfy, I would say, because front rows is kind of weird. As a cinema, you can see it, right? In the cinema, the front rows are not the most comfy. And back rows are for kisses. Until you have someone to kiss here. Yeah. Lovely. So how are you finding the conference today? Because honestly, I came from UK and yeah, I used to attend conferences and I saw a lot of different setups, but this one is crazy, like a lot of sponsors, a lot of companies, mostly about betting and casinos somehow. I'm surprised, but yeah. Yeah. I think in UK they're not developing, they're playing there. You're developing here and they're playing there. Yeah. I was surprised. And they said like, yeah, you have a lot of companies there as well. I was like, maybe they're just not showing up at the conferences because probably to be sponsoring at the conference in UK is much more expensive. And here it's like easy.
They're spending their money on marketing budgets, so to, like sign up bonus and stuff.
Yeah.
Even the raise in the UK tax now is 40%. They aren't having invested there.
Probably I could consider companies like that, but in UK it's more expensive for them. So anyway, yeah, it's like a lot of sponsors, so I'm happy to see that, at least personally. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. Cool. Yeah, we gave all the minutes we needed to all the people who wanted to see it or to hear that. Another one. And I think we can start here. So the situation, imagine. We have a customer, and customer said like, we want a mobile application. Mobile application like any other Netflix, YouTube, whatever, you can scroll, see all the content, watch some movies. I think you can imagine all the multimedia applications. What this application look like? This UI is bad, of course, but like you can imagine the whole idea. It is scrollable up. Let me scroll it. It's like, was it scrollable? Yeah, okay. Live demo, right? So it is a scrollable application. You can have a lot of images, you can have a lot of rails and scrolling back and forth, then opening and it works. But for the sake of this presentation, I don't want it to be dead. I'm going to run it again. It's raw, it's live application. And then this customer said like, that's cool, application works, I'm happy, but we have changed our priorities and we want to deliver it first to TV. That's cool, really amazing. That's what usually happens in application development industry. Companies changing their priorities and company changes their ideas, and us as developers, we just need to adapt. And it's good if we initially chose the right technology. If not, we need to rewrite everything from scratch. But in our case, we were lucky, we chose Flutter. How many of you know about Flutter? At least some, that's good. And how many of you tried Flutter? On TV? Okay, that's cool. Yep. I forgot about that. So the whole presentation is going to be the application as soon as it will build. And I hope it will work, of course. Because it usually works. I'm just waiting for it to start. Yeah, we have application. Let me make it more mobile-like. Yeah, it is scrollable, as you can see. It's not nice because I don't need it to be nice. I just want the whole idea to be shared with you. A lot of movies, a lot of images, a lot of performance things, of course. But what's next? We have the application, we are taking the same code base, and we are running it on any desktop platform. Is it Windows, is it Linux or Mac? This one is Mac specifically, but most TVs are Linux based. That's what we are getting. The same application, exactly the same application, but this application doesn't have touchpad. So we don't have anything to scroll it with. We have just remote, right? This remote, what we can do is that kind of nothing. So I still need to use my touchpad to do a few things, a few tricks, and we can start from there. Yeah, I made a light theme, so I wanted to use it. Yeah, right now we are a bit more or less close to the TV layout. I still want to see what we can do with that. Not very visible. Yeah, that's our application. And this application currently still not very active, not very TV, not very user-friendly. So UX is 0 or bad, let's say so. As I said, it's very bad so far. Are we on settings right now? Cool. Let's improve it a bit, and then we will speak about it. I'm just going to enable all the stuff, and the whole presentation will be speaking about it. Right. Much better. Now I can see where I am, and I'm going back home. Scrolling thing is the standard situation, because I was scrolling before, and scroll controller is still the same, so it's not very adapting to previous mistakes. Cool. This application right now looks a bit more TV friendly. You can imagine instead of text tile 1.1, you can see the image or preview of the movie, and then you're scrolling to the by the rail to see other movies, scrolling down, see other movies, and so on, so on, so on. Opening, seeing the play button, and that's it. I mean, and playing movie. Player is a separate thing. Huh. So, this presentation is for entertaining and educational purposes only. UI is intentionally bad. UX is not consistent because I wanted to show different approaches to different problems we have. And of course, primary focus is user experience. Please don't focus on UI itself. And here about me. My name is Vadym Pinchuk. I came here from London. Speaking a bit, working a bit, enjoying life a bit as well. JDE in Flutter and Dart, and if you want to have this presentation, or the whole code, you can scan, there is the last link, and the last link is actually GitHub with the whole code base of this presentation and application. Oh, I'm closing the signature. Cool. Now we can start. Going back to menu, and let's speak about it. Oh no, it's home. Going back to menu, it's kind of hard to play with menu, please, info. Oh yeah, here we are. Sorry, I was confused by colors a bit. So what this presentation is, as I said, we had application, but it had a screen, touch screen or whatever, and TV doesn't have it. All we have is a simple remote. This is more or less remote you will get with any other TV. Besides it's custom and we have a keyboard and all the stuff, but it's a presenter as well. So the most important thing here is a touchpad. D-pad. D-pad with all the arrows and enter button. That's pretty it. Can we do that? Yes. Can it be nice? I think yes. But first, a few words about terminology I will use today. So the thing, the purple thing currently highlighted is a tile. Yeah, we will have a lot of tiles in the rails. Rail is horizontal scrollable thing. Altogether, it's a page. And the state, I think, is the focus state. So currently highlighted purple thing is in focused state. Focus is the widget. If you're familiar with Flutter, Flutter is a declarative framework to build UI using widgets. Altogether, it's a pretty cool framework and it has a lot of possibilities, a lot of flexibility and community-driven, so means anyone can contribute to it. Yeah. Focus state And focus node is kind of little invisible thing behind it, which makes everything possible. So why should we care about focus? Oh, just a little disclaimer for those who just joined. Don't read, I will speak over it. So don't say that it's like too much text. There is a text here. Why should we care about focus? Because focus itself is kind of a keyboard, like the pointer we need to input to do anything. Focus also important for accessibility, because if you use or you don't know about that, mobile applications should be accessible, and accessibility means it can be used with keyboard, like just a regular keyboard. A lot of different assistive technologies, so that's one of them. Then focus is the primary thing for web and desktop, because we can traverse not only with the trackpad or mouse, we can also traverse with tab and shift tab keys. And also focus enables a 10-foot experience, means TV. Kind of big, but yeah, kind of TV. With Flutter, we can have one code base, which is amazing. So if you don't know, now you know. Flutter gives us a chance to have one code base and multiple experiences. Why I'm saying experiences? Because I don't want to say platforms like iOS, Android, Windows, Linux, macOS, and so on, so on, so on. I'm saying experiences because it's primarily mobile experience, web experience, and TV or desktop experience, whatever you want. Though, there are some things we need to consider. There are some widgets need to be adapted. So we have all these platform-aware widgets which says like, if it is TV, please do this way. If it is web, do that way. If it is mobile, do another way. Yeah, we also have some conditional logic, like if experience is TV, do something, and then for other experiences, do something else. Because it's not only like, we can say it's completely different for web, mobile, and TV. Something can be similar, something can be completely different. So it's not only widgets. And cool thing is Flutter is just about UI, so no need to do business logic inside, care about UI. Business logic should be somewhere in the model, and model should care about connections to repositories, and so on. Also, with this kind of approach, we can say we have pretty granular control over the UI we display. Like, if requirements changed for TV only, we don't need to refactor the whole code base to check all the is-TV conditions. We are taking this one widget for TV and changing. Despite that, we also have to speak about the theming and the responsiveness and sizes and styles, because TV is pretty big. It's not like mobile where everything is under your, like, under your fingers, or how to say. But it's a TV and people are sitting probably somewhere like 3 feet or 10 feet. I don't know how many feet, because I'm thinking in meters. So like 3 meters far from TV. So we need to make it more accessible, much scalable. We have code samples to show how to check the text scale or how to adjust text scale. And that's what I did in my settings. We also have a separate themes if we want. Like TV theme can be more like a higher contrast. Mobile can be not in that high contrast. TV theme don't care about smart inverse. Mobile iOS do care about smart inverse. What smart inverse is? It's an accessibility feature which inverses colors but not images. And for example, if your customer says like, I want to have amazing image on the background, please do on TV, not on the mobile, because on mobile you can inverse colors and then you will have dark color on dark background because background is image. Crazy. Like a lot of different things to consider. And also navigation, because probably you saw that I've changed navigation in the beginning, like there were a lot of switches. I enabled one and navigation moved to the right for me, to the left for you. Yeah, why it is so? Because on TV, we don't really need the whole space, the whole line on the bottom to be dedicated to navigation. And on mobile, bottom navigation makes sense because it should be accessible by thumb. but on TV it doesn't. Also, TV navigation is really interesting from the perspective that like it's a separate zone. If we want to have it in focus, what we are doing this. If we don't want to have it in focus, we are just moving back and return back. Cool. Yeah, right now it should not be really understandable, but as soon as it is focused, it shows the title and other stuff if you want time and many, many other things. So navigation, important to understand why. Now we know why, and we can continue. And probably most important, it's all about, 3 meters or 10-foot experience when person can lean back, enjoy, chill, relax. Don't be focused on little icons and small text. Just enjoy the whole picture without stressing themselves, I can say, and easily navigate this application with a D-pad, L arrows, top, bottom, left, right, and enter button in the middle. Kinda, that's the setup we have. But then we have core components. Let's speak a bit more technical then. Focus. The core component, as I said, is focus and focus node. Focus node is the little invisible one. It says like, now I'm focused, now I'm not. If I'm focused, I can say like, I'm accepting input from your D-pad or from your keyboard or whatever. Like, hey, now I'm pressed enter, so I need to do something with that. If I'm not focused, I don't care. That's it. It doesn't mean that you have only one focus node on the screen. I mean, probably right now, it's like 5, then 6 more, and then a few on the side. So like you have a lot of focus nodes, but only one is focused. It is cool, kind of change notifier. As soon as something happens, it says like, now I'm done, I'm focused, I'm attached, I'm detached. But how can we use it in Flutter? Because if you're familiar with Flutter, it builds widget as a tree, widget tree actually, the whole screen as a tree. So we need to wrap whatever widget we want in a focus widget. So focus you will hear focus a lot today. It's kind of manager for focus node. It says like, I'm responsible for your creation, for attaching, detaching, and disposing as well. And kind of, if you want to deal with focus node, this little guy, invisible, you need to talk to the focus widget, of course. Though, it's not enough, because maybe for Flutter framework it's enough, but for users, even for developers, it should be visible. It's not enough for us to understand something is focused right now. We need to make it visible. That's why we have this frame right now. Don't be limited to colors. Try to make it more scalable or like scaled a bit. Try to make a higher contrast. Try to add frame, whatever helps to you. Just make it visible. It will help you, first thing, and then it will help your customers. And then if you don't really want to deal with focus and focus node separately and also think about other important things, just use focusable action detector because that's the beast, or the best beast, actually. It can provide all the needed things for input, like whenever you're pressing the key. It can also provide all the needed callbacks. So if you're looking into this area in Flutter, just use focusable action detector. I'm taking a sip. Oh. Whew. A bit of stress because application was not working in the beginning. Like, cool, we know that we have focus node, we have focus. What's next? Further, deeper is more interesting. Because in the big picture, it's not working on its own. The big picture is like there should be something to manage all the stuff on the screen. And there we have a focus manager. Focus manager is like the top power. It's a singleton. We don't like singletons, but it's a singleton, and we can get access to it like through .instance method. And you can say like, hey, what is currently focused widget? Or where we have focus right now on the screen? Or let's focus on this one, or let's focus on that one. You can do kind of everything on you or everything you want, and also you can say like, can you show me the focus tree, like the whole tree of widgets which can be focusable. So this manager kind of cool, but it's not enough, and I will show you why later. That's how widget tree probably looks like. The gray one. The gray one is widget tree. Not all widgets should be focusable. You can think like text, should we focus on it? No, but if it is a link to something, then yes, of course. Button, of course, focusable. Image, no, until it's image button, then you can make it focusable. So potentially you can actually make anything focusable, but it's not going to be a good practice. And yeah, kind of better not to. The whole hierarchy of widgets is gray, but as you can see, not all of them are focusable. And then we can see the purple. Not really purple on your screen, but yeah, purple on my screen. The purple one is the widget of focus tree, which is built by this manager. Focusable widgets, the one who can actually say like, hey, currently I'm focused, so you can press the button and do something, they are leaves, the end ones. There are also something like a focus scope node, which is the branch of it. I will tell about that later, but ideally it is focusable. It can keep the focus, but it should not. It can still. Sometimes it happens, but it should not. As a developer, that's what we can get from a manager. Say like, hey, show me the debug focus tree, and it will drop you the whole thing in the terminal, and you will be like, oh, how to understand what is where. And probably you will see the thing, yeah, in the square brackets, it says primary focus. That's the one currently in focus. And this primary focus can be on focus scope node. It's not fun. And then you can do the magical thing like this. Maybe not very visible, but number one, the red thing is currently focused widget. And then you can see all the other guys who are currently in the focus. So they are in the focus branch. Going from the topmost, like page, then we are going to container somewhere, then through container we are going to this button. And this button is currently in focus. As developer, it actually helps. Debug tree. If you are going to clone this code, I will show the QR later, it's going to be enabled by Shift 9 in debug, of course. And then, that's what I said already, this focus manager is cool because you can actually just say like, focus on this or focus on that, and it will do that. A lot of useful methods, though usually we don't work with focus like that, because focus manager should do that by default. Now we think like, yeah, there is a guy who thinks, who manages all the things, and manages all the focus nodes, builds, detach, attach, but it's not that easy. The whole picture is a bit more complex. Now we need to think about how to control that. Because for you to understand, we see the screen as flat thing, right? For us, it's just a flat thing. The focus manager sees this as in the same way. It says like, okay, I have a viewport of the screen, and I can just sort all the focusable things from left to right, from top to bottom, and that's how I'm going to traverse them. But it's not enough because we want to separate like some zones, and we need to control them. They should be traversable in different ways. So that's where traversal control is getting into action. Direct approach is to manually handle it. Like we have like 10, 11 focus nodes on the screen. Let's manually pull the strings and let's see what will be focused and what will lose focus. Yes, we can do that, but it's not nice. And it's not scalable as well. But the possibility is there. We can always do that. What is the better approach, I would say, is divide and conquer or whatever, just do the zones. This is kind of representation of our screen. We have different scopes or zones. One is for navigation, the sidebar, and one is for main content. Just two. Two is enough, at least so far for understanding. To make it happen, we have focus, scope. Focus is the widget, focus scope is the widget. If focus is the one widget should be currently focused and displayed and highlighted, focus scope says like, hey, guys, you're currently in my area, I'm controlling you, but yeah, I shouldn't actually take any action. I still can keep the focus in this area until you will ask me to leave it. So focus scope is the one who decides if we are going to traverse to the navigation bar or from the navigation bar, but it doesn't decide like which one should actually be focused. So that's the one. And of course, the same as focus widget, it is handled by the focus scope node, the same invisible guy under the hood, the same listener who said like, hey, currently we are taking focus and now we're delegating it to someone in our scope. Boring, yes, I know, but that's the technical part. If we will rely on our focus manager to handle all the focusability thing like as it is, it will look something like that, because as I said, it actually sorts from left to right, from top to bottom, and whenever we have something complex like this grid which is not equal, so it's not like 2 to 5 or 5 to 5, whatever, it's not equal, the magic will happen, I would say. Yeah, as soon as we are going down, we're just jumping over rows. As soon as we are going right, it jumps right or left or top to bottom. So it's not really predictable and user is confused. Because how to use the thing which is not predictable? If I want to navigate to, I don't know, movie, nice movie, and then it shows me adult content, it's like, should I see that or not? Not really. We need to make it predictable. Return back, we have focus traversal group. A lot of focus words, I know, but focus, please. Focus traversal group is the one which says like, I have nothing to do with you, but I can declare some rules. So these rules are policy. This policy says like, if you are going to navigate right, you can go until the end, but you're not going to jump over. So if you're on the last component, you're not able to jump to the previous or the next, because this group is bound by these rules. That's pretty like kind of broad rules or something like that. Luckily, this one doesn't have focus traversal group scope node, whatever. This one is just having a policy, so set of rules. Easy, clean, and I would say pretty testable, because yeah, you can say these rules are like this, and what will happen if we want to go up? Nothing, because this group doesn't define this action. This is the set of rules, policy. Policy is the set of rules, and how it works, actually, let's say we have the whole screen, and the whole screen is one group, and one group can have, let's imagine, I don't know, 10 to 10, 100 elements. It's going to sort them, take them, sort them, and respectively traverse. So it will know which one goes after which one. Probably that's easy way. So it will sort it. As soon as we are clicking the arrow, it will trigger the indirection method. And this indirection method, as you can see, will need to focus on one or another. Kind of pretty defined, nice set of rules. But it needs to sort 100 elements. It does it only once. Is it harmful to sort 100 elements every time? Not really, but better not to. But what if we don't want to define specific sorting rules? We can actually say, oops, too far. We can actually say like, as soon as you're going up, you don't really need to care about all the items below. As soon as you're going right, you don't need to care about all the items on the left. So it's like you can really define some simple rules, and I will show later how you can kind of cheat, let's say, but still make it predictable. Because default one, this is the reading order, left to right, top to bottom, is somehow like this. You enter in one doors, but then exit in completely different, unexpected on the road. Not what we want. A lot of water. It's important to stay hydrated. And if you don't like this cartoon, sorry, I like it. So, we know the basics right now. We have focus, focus scope. We have focus node and focus scope node. And we have focus group, focus traversal group, sorry, and focus traversal policy. 6. Yeah, 6. I don't have enough fingers on my left. So these are kind of basics, and you can deal with that, define and make your application reusable, but you can also customize it much nicer. What I mean? All these basics giving you understanding of focus system itself, but then you can merge things together and it will be much more predictable and better use case for your application. That's what I did. So to make application predictable and navigation through this not even grid, as soon as you're going right, it's not going down, right? And as soon as you're going down, it just jumps and focuses on the first node because that's predictable. Because your row, the next rail, can have 3 items or 1 item. Is it better to focus on the last one or just next to the currently focused below it? Or it's always better to stick with the first one. First one is predictable. The next two, or the one below, is kind of expected, but it can be absent. So predictability probably is the key, because as soon as your user will use your application, they will understand the rules and like, yeah, that's how it works. And I can say more. Different applications, because I started checking this after I started working on it. Different applications like YouTube, Netflix, and Prime, they have their own rules and they are not aligned together. Though, in my QR code, they're going to be the link to Jacob's laws, I guess. These are UX laws, so how user expect thing to behave. It's kind of a logical thing, but there are also laws. So you can scan it and you can get access to it. It's for free, but I have this link, that's it. And the whole thing here, as you can see in my policy, I have simple rules, like I have 4 simple methods, like go to the left, go to the right, bottom, and top. Nothing special. And one of these methods is like this. So all of them are similar. What we are doing, we are just cutting off all the nodes which potentially can't be focusable. As soon as we are going right, we don't really care whatever is on the left, and we don't really care whatever is above us and whatever is below us. So what we need to sort is just probably up to 10 items in a row, and this sorting is pretty quick. Sorting is n log n, n log n. I don't remember this time complexity thing. Another thing you can do if you still don't remember this meme is take the focus scope, take the focus traversal group, merge them and have focus scope traversal group. That's a magical combination which gives you a chance to have your own rules in your group and have your focus scoped in this group. So your group will define if you're allowing this focus to leave it or not. It's like 2 things we are constantly using, but there is no widget which have both of them together. So that's probably improvement we can do. And of course, focus is not about TV only. We are speaking about it too much right now. I'm speaking about it too much right now. But focus is also about mobile and web. Web is expected because tab and shift tab, that's how you can navigate them. Never used it, now I'm using somehow, sometimes. And then also I forgot that we can use mouse. I don't have mouse for a while now. I have only trackpad, and looks like it's not the only option, right? You can use it in many different ways. Same way you can use mobile. It's unexpected because probably we used to use mobile with our fingers, right? Touch screen, trackpads, whatever. But it's not the only way. Focus is kind of under the whole accessible navigation infrastructure, let's say. as soon as you will start making your application, start thinking in different zones or scopes. Divide and conquer is the rule, which says like you have the screen, but this screen is not flat. You have different levels. Try to think in z-axis as well. So like navigation is one area, content is another area. If you're brave enough, you can have each rail as a separate scope, and this rail can be navigable in according to its own rules. Then policies. Use policies because policies are actually a set of rules. It says like I can go left and right, I can't go up and down because we don't have that. We just rail, we are scrollable horizontally. This policy is pretty clear, this policy is pretty reusable, and it can be applied so no one will be confused. Because for example, if you will use default one, as soon as you are on the last item and want to go right, it will jump or up or down. I know why. I mean, for example, right now it goes right up, but then when you return back and navigating to the right again, it will go down, and it's not predictable. But because the previous one was already focused, so it won't focus on it again, it will focus on the new one. That's how the default focus manager works. And also don't forget to polish. My UI is bad, intentionally I said, but don't forget to make your UI more attractive, because people can have different disabilities, people can have different limitations. It's not only about making the theme higher contrast, it's making the theme bigger, it's making the text bold, it's about making the frame nicer, and then you can turn on the high contrast mode, and frame should be white on black screen, or vice versa, black frame on the white screen. So polish is very important, and it covers different areas. And then I'm going back to the About section, where you can scan QR code if you want this code or code of this presentation application. And the last link will be about Jacob's Law, if you're interested in that. Now I'm happy to accept your questions if you have any. Thank you. I mean, that's me.